of my face is red, with breasts, with a shoulder of a friend, with a corner of a desk, with communion, with a yes, and I tell you.
Welcome back to Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John, lockdown, Toronto, Canada. There's Skyler opening us up with a bong rip. How you doing?
Oh, fucking feeling great.
And we got Mikey in the van in Vancouver. Van double.
Yep.
Right before
Gobbling some knob.
Yeah, right before we went live, you're showing off this. It's an old fashioned in a bottle.
It's like a pre-mixed little thing in a shooter. My friend sent me this care package, and this was one of the treats. It's 100 mils.
Yeah.
It comes in this little bottle, and I've been drinking it just slowly throughout the morning, and I'm fucking drunk.
Yeah.
It's 100 mils of whiskey and bitters, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're saying you're like, oh, I got this like little old fashioned pre-mix. It looks like a little medicine bottle. Is it plastic or glass?
It's hard plastic.
Yeah, if they have those at the liquor store around here, like that's a bad sign because I love an old fashioned. Like when I go to a bar, it's like either just like draft beer, which like I get real fucking bloated. Everybody does, but you have like 4 of those, and I'm just so full that then I either switch to like just like whiskey gingers or old fashions and just like blow all my goddamn money. But old fashions are fucking delicious.
I bet you would.
Yeah, my time in Ireland did me well.
Probably the first time This is probably the first time I've knowingly drank an old fashioned. Like I'm sure I've had it. I've had whiskey. I'm sure I've had bitters before. And if that's all it is, I'm sure I've had an old fashioned.
I feel like when you order them at a bar, there's like a slice of orange or something, depending on who made them.
I've had it. Yeah, I've definitely had that then. And I can't say it ever stood out in my mind. You know, I was like, oh, this is super enjoyable. I'm not a whiskey guy anyways, right?
Yeah.
I'm a rum guy. I like
Seems
it sweet,
a little,
baby.
Seems a little bougie to me, though.
It is.
But I'm telling you, dude, if these are fucking $6 or $7, I'm buying it again next.
Yeah.
Or I'm buying it next time I go. I've never even seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. It is definitely like a bougie, pricier drink, but like when I was in Ireland for all that time, like so much of it is like day drinking and pub culture that you like you're there and you're getting wasted, but you're not really supposed to get like fucking blackout drunk at 4 p.m.
Well, if you're drinking whiskey,
but it is like you can like you can nurse an old fashioned. You're supposed to kind of just really like taste it. Yeah. You're supposed to. So it might take you like 40 minutes or an hour to like really like watching whatever footballs on TV or some dumb bullshit, chatting with strangers. But it is like I can nurse this for an hour and it's cool. But if you're just like nursing a pint for an hour, everyone makes fun of you and you're constantly being bombarded. The table's being bombarded with rounds. That's like I don't want another
if you're
goddamn.
out with any more than 6 people, draft beer does make sense because you just get around, and then everyone else can also get their drink if they like. I'll get a rum and coke or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's like, but it makes sense. If you're just drinking with 2 people, draft beer fucking blows, dude. And then because halfway through the night you end up feeling like shit, and you just stick with it. Yeah. And you either puke because you drank too much, or you just feel like shit because you drank too much. And it's like I'm just too old for that crap. Like I know what I like. I'm only gonna drink draft beer if there's if we can ever have a group of 6 or more people ever again. It's like I'll enjoy a draft beer, but it's never ever ever gonna be my like. Let's go drink some draft beer.
Yeah.
Well. Not my go-to ever again.
One of my last.
You're more like, let's go drain some dick.
I would rather spray some dick into. I'd rather spray some dick into my own mouth than drink fucking draft beer.
Yeah, that's the only tap I'm drinking.
Yeah,
the human tap.
Totally. It still tastes a little bit like pennies. You know, like.
That's gonorrhea.
Rich iron, buddy. No, I eat red meat 3 meals a day, motherfucker. Rich in iron.
One of my last nights in Ireland, in Dublin, we're like, so this is probably a little over a year ago. Maybe it's like the end of October. And one of the dudes on our baseball team started lighting up a group chat to plan like a Christmas pub crawl, like 12 pubs of Christmas, like who's in, all this bullshit. And I was already like a beer or two deep with my buddy Trevor that was on the team. And we're like reading this chat while we're like out conversing. It's like a Tuesday night, like, and we're just like these fucking cucks, like waiting and planning like a 12 pub crawl. Like, let's just do that tonight. Like, we're just let's start it. We're already on the second pub. Starting now. Let's hit 12 pubs. So we were just like going up and down the street, going into every pub and getting drinks and taking photos and blowing up the group chat and annoying the shit out of the guy that's trying to like plan one in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
Pictures.
Yeah, every like pictures us just being wasted. But like that many like pints is like, I'm fucking so sick and I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, dude.
So we just
like, if it's a bad bar, you're only having 1 pint. But if it's a good bar, you might have 2 or 3.
Well, I mean, the night switch that it's like we're only having 1 and then we're moving on. Like, we're gonna also try and like rally some troops, like go up to the bar and order and be loud and be like social and try and grab some like stragglers to go to the next one, because that's gonna help us like blow up this group chat.
Well, when you say things like social, you're definitely going to attract some attention.
But then, like, I ended up just having to switch to, like, whiskey gingers or old fashions, because it's like, I'm obviously wasted, but, like, I can't drink another goddamn pint. Like, there's so much beer in that, and to, like, get it in you in, like, 20 minutes, then go to the next one, it's like, I'm going to fucking throw up. I'm going to be so sick. But, that being said, that night ended, like, the last bar was called, like, the Piggly Wiggly or some shit. And I'm just like drinking like whiskey gingers. I think I had 2, like 1 in each hand, and I just like drink them and then throw the glass against the wall and like cheer like it was just like a Greek wedding out of something. It was such a fucking disaster. I got really into smashing my glasses like toward the end of the night. Like, it was weird. It was a weird summer.
K-Han style.
Just done.
K-Han style.
Smashed against the wall. All done.
When you said your glasses, I thought you meant like your visual.
No,
your
not like
bifocals.
Mike at every bar I went to with him.
That was from the ages of 15 to 28. I smashed a lot of glasses.
I meant the drink in my hand. I finished it, throw it against the wall like a goddamn savage. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know if that's worse though than like me throwing my like
it's way worse.
Empty cup against the wall, or you throwing your visual glasses on the ground and trying to fight people for stepping on your glasses.
I'm not hurting nobody by breaking my own glasses. Like, what comes after is a different story. But just like the breaking my own glasses at that moment, I'm not hurting nobody. Usually, maybe 1 out of 10 times I did at the same time. But like, you know, I wasn't at that moment. You whipping a glass, not your glass, at a wall that's not your wall is way worse.
It's way worse. There was one point, like, I was doing it often. This isn't even just like a one-time thing. Like, I did it often. Jesus. And I whipped my glass, and we're like laughing, carrying on. I had my other glass in my other hand. And then we like looked behind us, and there's like the poor old like barmaid had to come out with like a broom and a dustpan and start sweeping glass up. And my buddy's like, dude,
like
you have to stop.
True old Irish barmaid.
Yeah, he's like, you really have to stop just smashing your fucking glass. And I just like
I
looked
got my mom here, bud. My mom's cleaning it up.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you really have to stop. And then, like, I didn't break eye contact. I just, like, looked at him. I'm like, I'll stop smashing my own glasses. And I just, like, moved my arm and, like, knocked a whole bunch of glasses off some other table for no reason. It's like, okay, we need to go. Like, I need to go home.
We're going to get beat up.
Yeah, like, I'm past the point of control. Like, I need to just go home.
Fuck those glasses.
Days.
Yeah, fuck, that was a great night. We went
to
12 pubs.
The days of, like, being able to go out and be rowdy. Like sometimes instead of sitting at home and feeling like you want to murder somebody for whatever reason, you can go to the bar and actually just go and halfway murder somebody and get it out of your system. Then you're good for another fucking couple months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Or I feel like you need to fuck, you know, and it's just like instead of sitting at home and like jacking off until I'm chafed, I can just go bang one out kind of with half a hard on after 12 drinks, you know, once a week and just, you know, feel okay for another week. You know, get it out.
Yeah,
I miss all of that shit. And it's like, I took it all for granted so much so that I didn't indulge in it enough now, in hindsight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I should have been fighting and fucking way more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gotta get your fucking in while you're young, you know?
Well, yeah, now I'm too old to fucking, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm too old to do anything but lady on her side because my knees are fucked.
Can't even lay on my back.
Yeah.
Like, I am
all wheezy and lightheaded. You know?
I'm, like, admittedly, like, a very social person. Like, I do like talking to people. In the same, like, I like going to bars by myself and just talking to strangers. Like, I enjoy that. In no way is it like I'm making friends or anything. It's like I just like to sit and talk.
Just fucking around.
Even like when I was in Guelph, Skyler, like I used to go to that bar down the street by myself.
Yep.
The tavern. It was the saddest place ever. But I would like go there on like a Wednesday night and just like I'll bring my sketchbook and draw. And there's like, you know, a hockey game on I don't care about, but like I can just sit and talk.
Yeah,
and
there's
draw.
a bunch of barflies and some old lady's definitely gonna try and kiss you.
But it is like I just want to go out and do that kind of thing. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Versus now that we're in like full like apocalypse lockdown, like I find myself like just like texting people, like or even like DMing people on Instagram to get into conversations for like I just need a social outlet. And now for like 2 or 3 days, like I'm like kind of like tied to something. Like, oh, this fucking person's still like it was just like a weird Tuesday. I want to like your buddy that like you know you fucking hate. That's like, hey, do you like Kiss? You know, and someone responds, and now I'm entertaining it, and now all of a sudden like I'm in this long ass conversation with someone I barely even know. We keep replying. It's like, how do I turn this off? Like I was lonely yesterday. I'm not now.
Like, yeah, totally.
But if I just had like a goddamn bar to go to or something, like I'd have that out of my system. I wouldn't have to like, you know, look for the barnacles on the bottom of my social media for some goddamn responses.
Jesus.
No, you can go out in real life and have and you know find those.
Get those life.
I'd have that conversation. I'd have a life barnacle, but then I just leave and never see them again. It's absolutely perfect. I don't wake up to 3 missed messages from someone I sat beside in fucking first year like university. Like I don't want to talk to we're not actually friends.
I don't do that at all. Honestly, I don't do that at all. I reach out to you guys and people that I actually give a shit about. Like I'll message
I'm not so
Skyler and see what her and Kurt are doing, or I'll message Amber and see what her and Jay are doing, or whatever, right? Like I'll message people I give a fuck about. Like I'm not scraping the bottom. Never have. Never will.
Man, I am.
You know?
I'm
elbow. The only thing that scrapes the bottom is my dick.
It's like Mike is the bottom. Like he's the barnacle.
Yeah, I am the bottom.
I mean?
Like, if you're talking to me, you're coming down to my level.
Yeah.
No, I'm bad. Like I got my sleeve rolled up. I'm cleaning the bottom of the fish tank. Like it's bad.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like I just wake up to all these messages. I'm like, fuck, I'm not answering that. Like fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a dog, so that helps. I mean, he doesn't talk back, but if I'm feeling extra chatty, I'll just get stoned and sing to the dog for 2 hours and get it out of my system, right?
That's very true. You know what?
I do miss it. I do miss it.
We made fun. Like everybody makes fun of Tom Hanks for like the volleyball Wilson.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff,
a
but
thing.
It's like it's a brilliant idea to keep
so relatable.
It's so
your shit together. Yeah. Like RJ, you just got to make a Wilson with Shelby too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sweet living with her because
like Tandy in that other show.
yeah,
he's got all the balls.
Yeah, the whole fucking family of balls.
My roommate's rad, like a good friend, but she has a boyfriend, so she's only really here half the week, which is like ideal. That like I kind of feel like I live alone, like I have like pooing with the door open privileges, but also like you know, half the week there is someone here to talk to.
She's going to be back eventually.
Yeah, and it's like we're not really like the type to like coordinate schedules. So it's like surprise, like, you know, she comes home and like, yay, like close the computer, let's like have a drink, put on some music. Go tobogganing and some bullshit like that. Like it's fun as hell. But it is like there are days when like there's nobody here and I'm just like Nosferatuing around the apartment, like looking for shit to get into.
Whole apartment just smells of open door dumps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Windows closed, doors open, dumps.
Like I haven't lived with anybody for longer than a couple weeks at a time for probably fucking 3 years now. 3 years, give or take. So I mean, it's quite a good stretch where I haven't had a roommate or nothing. I mean, 2 of those years have been in the van, so like that's a thing. But even still, like, fuck, I don't even remember what that's like anymore. I do like having roommates though.
This is the only roommate I've had. When it's cool. Yeah, and not true, but in recent memory anyway, that like I'm actually like good friends with and enjoy. Yeah. Not counting like Skyler and his roommate Kevin, because that was like
But in hindsight, though, you think about the Rupert House or whatever other situation, like living with your girlfriends and stuff. It's like there's a time where that is pretty fun. It's also like, when it's a girlfriend, super fun. It's a totally different monster.
Even like I'm thinking of like my friend that I went skateboarding with this morning. Like we lived together for like a year and a half or so, and that was really fun. But I mean, like since then, like I'd live in a house with like 6 people. And it's like there's 2 people there that I like, and the other 4 like I could like live without. So it did kind of feel like a hostel, in a way, like versus this is just like it's a 2-bedroom apartment, and my roommate is actually a really good friend, and it feels like a united situation, not like in Romania when I lived with Bogdan for a month, and it's like this guy's fucked. Like fuck Bogdan. Like, he's always
that's the guy that only shit at the
fucking
beach, right?
Bogdan's always bringing home like a room full of dudes, but it's like in just like an incel way. Like sorry Bogdan if you listen to this podcast. Like fuck him and you, like Bogdan. All the guys.
That's the guy that only shit at the beach, right?
No, that was in Spain. Yeah, I've had a billion roommates, but in Romania, this dude Bogdan, it's like he'd have like 3 or 4 dudes over. They'd all pre-drink and they're going out, and it's like sick. Can I? Like I'm kind of like, can I come? But also like you guys are dorks. I don't really want to go. And I'd go out and like meet up with like whoever, whatever. Come home at stupidly late, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then him and those dudes are all just still in the living room. Like I don't even know if they went anywhere or they just like got dressed up and popped their collars and
took their pictures.
And talked about going out kind of thing.
Yeah, and then like they just never left, and it's like, okay, dude, like clean up all these fucking empties. Like the house smells like stale beer all the time.
Good smell.
Yeah, but at the same time, like that is kind of a nice roommate situation where you don't really like or care about that person, so it's just like co-living.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, it's just like co-living, like whatever. My side of the fridge is here. Yeah.
I think like in hindsight, looking back on all my roommate, girlfriend, even temporary, like 3-month girlfriend, 6-month girlfriend experiences, like in hindsight, it's all pretty fun, but in the moment. Like, there's a reason why I'm not doing any of that shit anymore. Because in the moment, because it gets to an end. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, I cannot fucking stand you anymore, period. And, like, I've lived with some of my best friends and even people I'm supposed to love and shit. And it's like, like girlfriends and family. And it's like, it gets to a point with me,
Yeah.
See, I don't think I have that. Like I'm too
I
easy
look
going.
I look at them as barnacles at a certain point.
Yeah. I mean,
barnacles out of here.
I think it definitely goes the other way. Baby. Like, the like track record of my year of like co-living with somebody on and off, and I'm definitely get the boot every 2 months kind of thing. It's like I feel like I'm the barnacle, but like I'm.
Oh, you're totally the barnacle, dude.
Yeah, I'm totally the barnacle.
But if you ask me, based on the little that I know about her, she's a fucking stone cold barnacle. She might even be like one of those ones that.
But I'm like, I could put up with that. Like I'm fine with it. But it is like,
boy.
Just blowing up.
You've been scraping the bottom.
I'm a cuck boy. Yeah, we all know this.
We know this. Barnacle boy. That's why we call you that.
Yeah.
Barney.
Barney.
Argy bargy barnacle boy.
Archie Barney.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely.
But you've never really had a roommate, Skyler. Like, you just have your like current roommate.
Yeah, exactly. I did pretty good.
You
like,
won and done it.
Place for a little bit,
hole in one.
And then
you never really, just Lisa or
whoa, Kevin.
Kevin.
Shit, just Kevin, yeah.
Just Kevin, yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely. It's weird because it's like what you guys.
Oh, you did have upstairs roommates for a minute, or at least that's what you referred to them.
Yeah, the upstairs roommates. But again,
I was a downstairs roommate for a minute.
Had my own place, right? I didn't share it with anybody.
No.
You could lock the door and it was mine.
Yeah.
You know, open door poos everywhere.
Oh, every day. Right? Almost every poo.
Yeah.
When Kevin's not home, do
you guys want to come over? It's fine, but I'm gonna definitely leave the door open when I poo.
Yeah, but so I was thinking, like, for me, like, I find, like, I can get very introverted and like need my battery recharged.
Yeah.
So like what you guys talk about with like I need to go get my social on. I sometimes like feel the opposite, where it's like if I could just have a weekend where I didn't need to talk to anybody, like that would, like I need that, and
that's the dream,
right. And like roommate doesn't count because like he's always around, she's always around, doesn't fucking matter, right? That it's like you count as nothing in my opinion. You and the cat mean, you know, you guys are on my nothing level, but if she goes somewhere,
right?
Like,
I
also, it's like give me that weekend where I don't have to talk to anybody. Like that's sick, you know.
Yeah.
Do what I want to do.
PlayStation staying on for 48
hours.
But
I mean, that's what I find like really funny, like about you, like is I know you as someone that is like, I'm just gonna wear flannel pants all weekend and play PlayStation and drink 12 beers. Like that's your average. That's your average Saturday. But there is a level of like the roommate's away this weekend. Like I'm gonna dress down a little.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's like the bucket of KFC is gonna sit on the couch beside me. Like there is a level of like taking it down.
Oh, sure. Like you said, like I'm replacing like the roommate with a bucket of chicken.
A bucket of chicken,
You know?
I'm gonna order pizza one night, and then I'm gonna leave the pizza on the couch. So when I get the bucket of chicken and put it on the couch, it doesn't leave a grease mark because the pizza box is already there.
And Spotify on full volume.
Even if I eat, like that's up to me. Like what I eat, when I want to eat, how much I want to eat. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. Like, there's really nothing better than floor-cooled pizza and fucking Colonel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Bring it on.
Either or.
But also, with that said, I feel like I get those moments, and then it's like if I do just recharge my battery, and it's like if I do a weekend and nothing.
Yeah.
That next weekend, it's like okay.
You
like,
want to be social.
Let's go out. Yeah. Like I did the nothing that I wanted to.
Yeah, I'm exactly like that.
Right, and then like it'll be. Like 3 or 4 weekends of doing shit and like getting, you know, building.
Or
like,
opposite. You know. Sometimes it's like 3 or 4 weekends of not doing anything, and it's like, okay, no, let's make a point of like going to do something fucking awesome.
Yeah. Now obviously COVID like just throws a
that
big old wrench. But like you know what,
everyone's
like
feeling it. No matter how antisocial you are, everyone's feeling it.
Yeah. It's getting down to the, you know, hanging on by my fingertips. We still got like a year and a half.
I just don't have a lot of friends here. Like I barely have any friends here. So I do meet people still.
Yeah.
Right? And what did you say, RJ?
In general, you know.
In general. Well, there's places in the world where I have awesome friends, and it's like I'm never strapped, right?
Yeah.
Like I can do as much as I want or as little as I want. I'm usually fighting to like have time to myself. In a few different places that I've lived in the world, but. Right now in this place, like even pre-COVID, it's like I don't have a ton of friends here, so it's like I valued just having the option, like you said, just to go sit at the bar and interact on a night where like I have nothing going on, I got no plans, I've ate dinner early, what the fuck am I gonna do? Again, like, you know, there's no one to call, or if there is, they're busy, and it's like, or I seen them the other day and it's like, fuck, I want to do my own thing. I can't even go sit at the bar, you know?
Yeah.
Or I can't, like, even sitting in the park is haphazard at best, you know, like it's not what it used to be, so I'm not getting kicks out of it, you know. Even going to the dog park, everyone's fucking, you know, hard F's at the fucking dog park now with this whole COVID thing. It's like, we're outside, man. if I'm 10 feet from you, you don't have to run away with your fucking tuck your wiener back and jog away. It's like just fucking just whatever. Who am I to complain? Everyone's got
so like Ontario is now in like we were in like I guess Toronto was in code gray for like 3 months now, and then over Christmas the whole province is in like a full lockdown. But as of like 3 or 4 days ago, maybe it's been less than that. I have no idea. It's such a blur.
Yeah,
we've been in a full stay-at-home order. Like there's an 8 p.m. curfew. Like it's fucked. So obviously, I still want to go out and do shit with my friends, but all my friends seem to be like, "No, we have to not do that anymore." And it's like, what? Like I don't understand. Yeah. Like we've been in lockdown for so goddamn long.
It's like your fucking will's been broken.
Yeah. But then this morning, like me and I talked about it a minute ago. Like rad girl I used to live with, we went skateboarding, but it was like we should go really early because it is like insane lockdown. Like I don't know what that looks like. I haven't been out of the house all week. Like I have no idea what the world is doing right now.
Yeah.
So we got up early, went skateboarding, and it's like went to a park kind of outside the city, and it was packed. Like not like so much the skate park was packed, but it's like right beside an actual park. And there's so many people out still walking around and meeting up, and it's like this is why this shit doesn't work. And I can't pretend that I'm not contributing to that problem because it's like I am like meeting up with my friend at a skate park. But it is like you just look around and there's just like families everywhere in this park. It's fucking mid-January. Like it's not warm out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the park is full.
They can't go shopping. They can't go spend money, so they gotta do something.
Everyone's doing something, and that's why it's like, okay, that's why COVID's never going away.
I'd say open up all the malls and let it fucking sort itself out.
Yeah,
open up every retail chain store. Make it all automated, spend the next 9 months making it all automated so you don't have to put people at risk to go to work, but open them all up. Fucking Amazon fucking warehouse store with all computers everywhere and let them all fucking get COVID and die. That's what I'm seeing. Because I'm not going to the fucking store.
No,
I don't need a new TV.
But that's it. Like I don't.
Or it's like. But there's people that do that. The same people who are just for the sake of doing it take their 6 children and everything out. Every other night because it's what we always done. It's like, but maybe you don't anymore. I get that you need that. Everyone needs that little bit of stim. And if you have kids or a family, like you're going to need it probably double because you got to look out for their, needs and shit.
You got a real ugly wife. You got to get out.
To do stuff, but it's like, for instance, the other day with this all in mind, you guys are in lockdown. I stumble into Tim Hortons to use all the toilet paper. Yeah. And everyone... It's like, first of all, it's surprising to see people sitting in a storefront, period.
Yeah.
Where, it's nice weather here. Like, winter's not really winter, so it's nice weather. There's people outside and shit. So I walk up and there's like 40 people across, like, it's Tim Hortons, it's the running room, it's the bank, it's this whole frontage of stores. It's filled with people with their own lawn chairs sitting out there. It's like, okay, I get it. That I understand more so. And then I walk into the Tim Hortons, and when I first got there, there's probably maybe give or take 12 people.
Yeah,
there's
that's a
like
lot.
A Filipino family, a white family, and then like a couple straggler, various ethnicities.
Others.
None of them have their masks on. There's a baby in there.
All the race, not that it matters what their race are.
Well, it does, because I yelled at them later. And I wouldn't have yelled like that at the Filipino family, is what I'm saying. Yell at the whites? I'll yell all fucking day at the whites. I don't give a shit what white you are either.
Yeah.
No.
Polish
I don't
white.
give a fuck. I feel like that's like free reign for me to say everything I want to say.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not gonna yell at some family that like speaks broken English or maybe doesn't understand that like there's a reason I feel this way. Not that the whites understand better, but it's like I don't feel as guilty saying it to them. So anyways, I walk in and I go use the bathroom.
Comprehend it easier or anything.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's just I don't feel as guilty. So I'll yell at some white people all fucking day. All day.
Anyways.
So I go use the washroom. I walk out of the bathroom. People are coming and going. Everyone standing in line obviously has a mask on because they're not animals. And I walk out. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, am I going to be that fucking guy that says something?
Yeah.
It's like, because 3 months ago, I would have just walked by and been like, cucks, and like, that's it. Because I wasn't taking it seriously. But I also was wearing my mask like 3 months ago. But either way, they're sitting there having a conversation, like, casually enjoying their coffee, and not even masks around their neck, like, just no masks.
No masks.
It's like they're nowhere, they're in their pockets, right?
Yeah.
And I walk out, and I text you guys, like, dude, you'll never fucking believe it. And I was like, I kind of want to go back in. I was like, I'm not going to go back in. I kind of want to go back in. And I sat there for a little bit. I sipped on my coffee, ate my cruller.
We egged you on a little bit.
And I was like, you know what? I want another cruller. I'm going back in. So I got another donut. I went in, and on the way out, I was like, I took a picture. And like, as I'm taking the picture, like I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking through my phone, not at the people. But so I don't notice them all kind of turn as I'm taking the picture. And then they go, oh no, what is this guy doing? All sarcastic, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, you're sitting in here, no mask, like a bunch of cucks, and half the fucking world's on lockdown.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm taking your fucking picture so we can mock you with my friends, and like left, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm leaving, I'm still like shouting, like I had so much shit to say. Just like, seriously, man. Seriously? Like, you don't have to. You're only doing it because it's like you're tiptoeing this line of like, I don't know.
And it's the like,
ethical
if that
line
is
or
like,
something.
I honestly do not believe it, but like they could claim like, oh, we all live together. It's like,
I don't care.
Don't,
you're in
though.
Public. Do that at your home.
I don't believe you do
home.
either way. But it is like, clearly this is like a meeting of like different friends and families in an indoor space.
Yeah, they're all 50-somethings. They could have all been brothers and sisters or cousins, but like...
But it's like, also, like, we're fucking 10 months into this like, could you please try and not fucking make this, like, keep going? Like, can you just not have fucking Tim Hortons? Like, it's really easy to not go to Tim Hortons.
And you are coming to Tim Hortons to sit here with your mask off just because you want to say that you did or because you can. It's like, do that at your fucking house. Like, be responsible. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like...
it's about morals and responsibility right now.
I mean, yeah,
it's
do
not
it
about
behind closed doors,
want.
but just, like, flaunting it, like, in a goddamn Tim Hortons. Yeah. It's like, come on.
Exactly.
Like, we want
come
this to
on,
end.
dude.
Like, what benefit...
At that point, everyone else was wearing a mask in there. Sorry.
What benefit
when I was
does
yelling,
fucking, like, does Tim Hortons have to having, like, people sitting in their restaurants right now?
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely seen them, like, some, like, fast food places you go into, and it's like, the washroom is closed, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Almost all of them, yeah.
And to me, it's just weird that it's like, so you have no problem closing, like, washrooms, but then, like, you still will, like, I understand that the washrooms in the restaurant are probably both closed, because they did that for a bit.
Well, they aren't here, but yeah.
But
some of them
really,
are.
though, like, why the fuck does, like, a Tim Hortons... like sit-down dining room area, like, really need to be open right now?
It doesn't need to be there. No.
It's just
they can have a little place for the staff that's closed off while, like, you know, they're not using it.
Yeah, that's the way they all are here.
You can go in and pay and get your shit,
that's
but
how
you gotta
they
get
used
the
to be
fuck
here
out, you know? Like, no sitting inside, none of that. Like, you don't need to do that.
Well, when you guys went on lockdown, we just said fuck it out here, it seemed like. It was right around that time. I was like, you know... Like, it's like, it seemed like out here, like, no one was taking it super seriously for the last 6 months. It was only those first 3-4 months where people were anal and, like, getting in arguments outside the liquor store and the banks and shit, right?
Yeah.
And then the last 6 months, everyone's just kind of found this weird medium. And it's, I mean, I hate to say it, like, it hasn't been as bad. For us, or for me, from my perspective, than it seems for you guys. So I've just kind of been like, yeah, as bad as it is here, it's worse somewhere else. So I'm kind of take some comfort in that, unfortunately. And then you guys go into lockdown, and now cucks are out there, like, right around the same time, just not even doing the mask thing anymore. And it's like, okay, it's not gone. Just because it's been long enough, you know, nothing's changed.
It's worse than it was. Like, the only thing that's changed is it's worse than it was in March.
Exactly. It's definitely not better.
But, like, I mean, here in Toronto, like, everything is, like... I haven't been in a store, I guess, in a week because everything is, like, ultra black lockdown, like, whatever, apocalypse lockdown. But even before that, like... all the seating areas were either tarped off or garbage bagged off. Like, you can't sit in a Hortons, even if you wanted to here. And even the, like, local one down the street here You know how every Tim Hortons has like the hallway to the bathroom, past the kitchen, and there's like the emergency door at the back? Yeah. Like, that's now the exit to the Tim Hortons. Like, it's like a one-way, you walk through, you order, and then you have to go down the hallway and out the back door kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of used to that, so it's like, it blows my mind when Mike's like, yeah, there's 12 people sitting in here, like, sipping coffees and having crullers.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm in this assembly line, and that's the only place that I've like been inside since November.
Well, and it's like I feel like I find it hard to believe that those people wouldn't have perspective, as in like they don't see what is going on in our country and in the world. That like enough, like they don't have any perspective to be like, this is socially irresponsible. This is like morally a little, you know, gray, ethically a little gray. It's like, dude, like, just, are you trying to make a point because your life's boring? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is it?
And, like, I can't say, like, there's no flies on me in the way that it's like, I have, like,
of course,
a lady friend or something that I'm like, hey, we should hang out this weekend. And they're like, oh, but, like, it's, like, ultra dark lockdown. Like, it's not really... And it's just like, really? Okay. But to me, it's like, but we're not, like, I don't know. That is, like, a behind closed doors... And I consider it like, oh, that's someone that's like, you know, also like
you're
respecting,
in a public, or you're in a business,
but to just go,
in a business.
Yeah, it's so disrespectful to everybody.
It's disrespectful because the people that are working there are all wearing masks, and they have to.
They're miserable, and they're getting paid $9. Yeah,
exactly. They'd be making more on the CERB. They making more on the CERB. Oh my God, they would be. Life wouldn't be in danger. You know?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
No, they're
also, like, there is going to come a point where we all have to cross that line and be like, okay, fuck it, I'm not wearing a mask anymore. And like, I gotta keep one with me for if I am standing shoulder to shoulder with someone for the next year. But it's like, there is going to come a point where we all just say, fuck it, we're going maskless again, right?
Right.
And then, like, 75% of the people will live that way. And the other 25 won't.
Though, like, I go the opposite. I would think, like, if anything, like, the masks... I'm not saying the masks are here to stay, but also, like...
I don't care about the masks
I think it's going to come to a point where, Mike, it'll be the opposite of just, like, you can go to the concert, and it can be a full fucking concert, like, you know, at the Phoenix.
Yeah.
But everyone that's there, all 200 of you, have to wear masks.
Or I know what you mean.
You know, and it's
that
just
way in 5 years from now.
No, but you know what I mean. But even then, it's just like, okay, like if that's the new norm, like that would just be the new norm.
Well, yeah, I'd rather that.
I would rather that
than
like we're only gonna let 20 people in here and like this half-assed bullshit. Like,
because
there's
a plastic
because all those places need to get back up to capacity eventually, or they can't fucking maintain.
At like old fucking like Warp tours where you'd go and it would be like dry middle of the summer and you'd have to wear a mask.
You have to put a bandana on.
Anyways. Yeah, like you don't go in if you didn't have, like, you're just sucking fucking dirt.
But you know what's like strange? Like, I feel like I've gone in a weird way though, where I see like old footage of things or watch movies, and it kind of gives me anxiety to see like groups of people, because I haven't experienced that in so long.
Yeah, I don't feel that way at all.
Today I was on the old Twitter machine, and there's like a bunch of fucking losers trying to cancel Billy Joel, like
again.
I guess again. I don't fucking...
For the 9th time.
Like, just like...
The DUI didn't do it.
They're just like piling on.
He drove through someone's living room.
Yeah.
It's a DUI.
But like, these were like...
Kill the family.
These were like...
Killed the dog.
That like... What's that like fucking Christmas song that got canceled a few years ago about like it's like rapey? Yeah. Like they're trying to like, oh, there's lots of like misogynistic lyrics, like there's like this and that, like why is he still top 40, whatever. But to me, I'm like, Billy Joel fucking rules.
You want to be asexual and live your life that way? Go ahead.
Billy Joel fucking rules.
I like it. I like Billy Joel.
Oh my god, yeah. So that just turns me to like, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and like just watch a bunch of videos. And I was watching the Piano Man music video, which fucking rules. And it was like half nostalgia of like, here's a whole bunch of people in a bar with a drink above their heads, singing along and swaying and arms around each other. It's like, I really miss that. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be in a shoulder-to-shoulder bar with all those people. Like, it's such a weird, like, flip.
Not right now.
I would love it to be like safe again and that we can all do that, but like just seeing that, it's like, oh, I haven't like.
I think it's just gonna take all of us getting it and realizing it's not as likely, like the likelihood of it being as bad as it could be is slim. So once we all get it and get over it, like the 99.999 of us, it's all just gonna be like business as usual. I don't care. It's gonna be like the flu.
Yeah.
The flu was once a horrible thing. As a child, I mean, you're ignorant to it, but flu can get you until you're 7 or 8. You know what I mean? It'll get you good. And it's like no one gave a shit. We all licked the fucking carpet. You know, our parents didn't care. The flu could have killed us any day. So it's eventually just going to be whatever part of the zeitgeist of things, right? Like, it's going to become more of a conspiracy of a talking point than it's going to be like, you know, an actual like problem thing. It just will, with the vaccine, herd immunities, everyone contracting it, and then just realizing it's not that big of a deal. Everyone except for a small percentage of people that get it say, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of
like all the hype. It's like, oh, I didn't even feel it. I have no symptoms. It's like, oh, well then.
Did you guys hear about how like they've like discovered what they think is the like origin of the COVID shit?
No.
Is it anal sex or monkey sex or something?
Randy Marsh,
right? Same place as AIDS.
It's not Randy Marsh, no, and like because I guess like the World Health Organization, WHO.
Yeah.
Is it the homeless? Who? Is it the homeless?
They've been trying to get into China and like
Oh, it is
right. And China's been stonewalling them, like, no, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
And then they finally did let them in, and one of like the early findings from them being there is they think it's coming from minks. Now.
Ooh, like
I don't know if
like coat figures.
Now, like you might like it's
weasels.
What's interesting is like a couple of months ago, like maybe 5 or 6 months ago, I think it was in like Sweden or Denmark or some shit. They had discovered a coronavirus there.
Yeah.
That was coming from minks. And they killed a bunch of fucking minks. Like they had to kill the whole like crop basically.
Yeah.
And either way, I was reading about it last night that they think that it's coming from minks, and like China didn't want people to know because they like
make too much money.
They make too much money off of mink clothing. Like it's like they are the world leaders in fur trade.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? And it's like, this is why they don't want people really knowing the origin, because it's like not
they can't go back to using rats. They can't go back to using rats because of all the diseases that come from rats.
Yeah, well, like the article that I was reading was like, let's also like remember, like China tried to say at one point that it came from snakes.
Yeah.
And there was like like not only like the pangolins, or what was the other one that they're saying? Like
it said bats, pangolins.
It did come from. So basically, it's like it did come from bats. Yeah. But the bats have to give it to something that's similar to humans.
Ate it kind of thing.
Like or just like some bat like attacked a fucking mink or fucked it or something and gave it the coronavirus.
That makes sense.
It got into its DNA and did its thing, and then it can give it to us easier than a bat can give it to us, kind of thing, I guess, right?
I mean, we've probably been living with this coronavirus for hundreds of years, to be honest, and it's just now that it just got to the point where it's been contracted and spread, and you know, it's a worldwide fucking pandemic, which is nuts to think about. But there's so many things that pass through us on a yearly basis worldwide that we've got under control. So there's no reason to believe that we can't get this under control.
Yeah.
It's how they handled it. Yeah. How they handled it at an outbreak is why we're here now. The reason why we all regard it as such a silent killer type of thing. It's like it's barely killing anybody. If you look at the numbers of deaths across the board for anything, it's like, you know, if you report on every day, it's going to become this as well. So let's put it all into perspective here.
Horrible,
it's a problem. It's real. It's killing problem, people. But like,
once we pass the 1 year anniversary, like this coming March, I am leaning more and more toward the like, okay, like literally how many people died versus a whole year of people didn't go outside, the economy died, everyone lost every money. There is a point when it's like
the vulnerable.
Yeah, like maybe like 700 people in Canada died. Like that's really not a gigantic uptick Like
it's like 13.
It's not any more than anything else.
Maybe 13,000, but over a whole year, it's just like. Dude, yeah, I get it. I do get it.
Doesn't feel like a pandemic.
I mean, the other like
I look at again 200,000 worldwide. Yeah, okay. There's 7 billion people. That's nothing, dude.
Okay, so like this is like I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I mean,
it matters.
My old rationale would be like, okay, like motorcycles can fly now, and they kill like 40 people a month, and they're like, the counterpoint would be like, yeah, but like regular motorcycles kill like 40 people a month, so it's not that much worse. But it is like, but now there's 80 people dying. It used to just be 40. Now there's 80. Like it is like there's a new cause of death.
That's again like who cares really?
But
the people that are gonna die from it. So let's protect them.
Yeah, but I was looking at like the other day when we went into code like ultra black lockdown, and it's like there's 2,000 cases in Ontario a day. It's so scary. And I just like looked at the numbers breakdown from like the Ontario health minister, and there was like 250 like cases in Toronto. You know, there's like cities, like there's a lot of cities in Ontario that all have like 100 to 200, and Toronto's the worst. It's like 250, maybe 280 a day.
It's way more than that. It's
no,
like it's like 400.
Well, the day I looked.
Okay.
Out of the 2,000 cases a day, there was 250 in Toronto. 150 there, 200 there. Here, there, Peel, like fucking Brampton, Mississauga, Ottawa, Windsor, London. Like, there's
all
cases.
All these people are getting it, but how many of these people are dying?
But it is like, Toronto's got, 4 or 5 million people, and 200 people got it. Like, that's not... Like, everyone stays inside an 8 p.m. curfew. Like, that's like,
the reason why we regard it the way we do and we're handling it the way we are is because we handled it wrong originally, and it's just snowballed.
That's it.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we
this
should have
is
stayed
a
in lockdown
big deal.
all summer.
It is something we need to be considerate of, but there's children out of school, there's fucking economies crashing, businesses going under, there's all these things that have destroyed. Like, they fucked it up right away.
Yeah.
And now they're just how do we dig ourselves out of this?
I really think it's like I don't have evidence to back this up, but I'm gonna go out on an expert like tangent anyway.
Oh, that's all we do.
The same way we're saying that China doesn't want to release that it's from the goddamn mink coats that cause it's gonna fuck their economy up too much.
You tell me one.
I'm telling you, it's goddamn like the factory workers. Like it's the GM plants, it's the Amazon warehouses. It's these huge places that have thousands of people working there every day.
Manufacturing plants in China
that are, I mean, even in Ontario. But it's like we're closing small businesses because it's not safe. Yet Toyota is still open and they have 900 people on the floor at a time.
Dude, you can go to a Value Village and shit on the floor right now if you want,
But it's like we're closing all the little things, but it's like, do we really need to be...
Tim Hortons and spit all over the fucking window with it's like we're closing... all you want.
Yeah, we're closing the mom and pop Tim Hortonses, but you're like, do we really need to be manufacturing cars during this goddamn lockdown? It's like, close goddamn
new car.
Close the Chrysler plant. Like, when you see like Windsor is a hot spot, it's like, who the fuck goes to Windsor? Nobody gives a shit about Windsor, other than there's big factories there. It's like the factories are super spread, but they don't really want to like acknowledge that like, it's these huge industrial places that are actually like the place that makes concrete that no one cares about.
No.
It's places like
we're not going to talk about that. There's other things to talk about. The meat like all the people that are testing positive.
Yeah, the meat processing plant. That's a fucking big deal, but it's like we can't close that. It's essential to the economy. And it's like, how about we close that for a goddamn month and people eat salad? Like, would that be the worst?
I just say if they scaled back the fucking scaled back the scare tactics just a little bit and like started like instituting ways to kind of like graduate out of the big issue of people contracting it, right? Like that's not going to stop. We're all going to get it.
Yeah.
So why don't we just like safeguard ourselves in a way that we don't get it at a rapid rate? And this whole staying inside thing is working to a degree, but there's got to be a step forward. Now, like, how do we go back to living our lives and also maintain that, like, steadiness of the cases that are being contracted instead of spikes of it, right?
Right.
It's like that. We need to graduate from this. Just staying inside and everything being closed. But keep your fucking masks on. Keep your hands out of your mouth. Keep your hands clean. You know what I mean? Be responsible. Be socially responsible.
Yeah, see, like, I'm with you, Mike, where I feel like the stay inside and I'm, like, doing it 98% of the time. But it is, like, mellowing. There's no spikes. But this isn't a fix. Like, there needs to be a bigger step.
It's not a fix,
and it's like, especially, like, here in Toronto, it's like, what if we, like, Uber has to shut down for 2 weeks? Like, prevent people from
Toyota,
fucking
like you said, all that shit needs to shut down.
You need to shut it because it's too easy to just go places. Like, even like today, it's like it was really easy to go to a skate park outside of the city. Like, it's not hard, even though it's in ultra black lockdown, and the park was full. Dude, it's like if everybody is doing that. There should have been a worldwide
bailout. There should have been a worldwide bailout in January or February or March or whenever it happened in 2020, right? There should have just been like 3 months, we're not doing anything. We're going to pay for everybody's everything for 3 months. For the first month, you can't leave your house. We're going to set up door-to-door service. We're going to set up all this shit. It's going to be rough. For a month, you can't leave your house. Second month, we're going to let people leave their house. Third month, whatever.
Yeah. But then it's like back of the house.
It's like, but we're going to, they don't have that. And granted, like, my timeline's all off, and it is insane to just be like, let's just fucking martial law everybody. But they haven't even done like the responsible version of that. They've just said lockdown, and let's just try and figure out this money thing. How can we keep making money and bail out just the right amount of people that people don't get pissed off about it? You know, give them just enough freedom, but not totally. And it's like they've handled it all wrong. Every government.
What sucks about like where we are right now, like RJ's saying, like, we're definitely coming up to, I think, like, it's January 25th or 24th was the first COVID
case in Canada.
The first case in Canada. So like it's this week, right? Like what's today? The 17th, 18th?
Something.
So it's coming. If it's not this week, it's next week.
It'll feel like 10 years by the spring.
It is very much just like, I feel like it's been a year. There are fucking countries out there that like New Zealand, that, like, I get that, I know New Zealand's smaller than us, and they're an island, which makes it super easy. They've contained it, but they've contained it, and like they did some fucking strict, hard lockdowns, stuff. Like you're talking about, like, and it is like as much as like I'm an essential worker. I've been an essential worker since day one, baby. Like, never forget.
You had like a month or two of sit at home.
I did, but like still, right? Like, I mean, once back to work, it's like an essential worker. There was one day where it was like sick essential work. They're closing everything, and then the next day was like, oh, but everybody's essential. So,
that's it,
right? Like, and you're very much like, I think
everything's essential. You argue about it.
It sucks, because it's like there's dumb shit where like if we're making this product and it's a food product, okay, like let's just say it's anything, it's Pepsi, like, because Pepsi is allowed to be open because they can provide drinks, like, you know, great drinks to the world, that means then that the people that supply them with the boxes
plastic
have to
bottles,
be open.
Everything.
And the people that provide those printing companies with their paper and their ink all have to fucking be open, right? And it is just very much that dumbness of like, okay, so maybe like there's a lot of food, and like tell people, I think, beforehand. Just be like, look, in a week we're closing everything for a month.
No, they can't even do that. No. They have to say it's now, and we're gonna ration. Because if they say that people are gonna hoard, and people are gonna have to do without, and people are gonna fucking die and starve, and there's not gonna be enough. Because people are greedy and selfish. They're going to have to say it's now, and we ration. We're responsible for it. They have to put people on the ground that are volunteering to do this, right?
I'm saying, though, like, you need to give people some prep time, that if it's just like, look, for the next month.
Very little, though.
Unless it's like the hospitals are going to stay open.
Like minutes.
And like groceries.
Tornado warning notice.
Yeah.
Russians are coming, fucking
supermarket
up,
sweep. You know? Like, you have to go fill your cart and be out.
Supermarket sweep. Everyone gets fucking 90 seconds.
Yeah. Not
90
even.
seconds and a $300 food stamp.
Even if it was just like you get to go to the grocery store and they already have like pre-arranged bags,
pre-bundled. You
and
can't buy fucking 50 rolls of toilet paper or 50 fucking boxes of pop. You get one fucking box and one roll or one
you get
bag.
You get like a case of water, some beans.
We're all just spoiled
case
little
of water.
cunts
No, fuck that. You're on
box
tap.
Of condoms.
It's hard times. You gotta tap water and pull out. Like, don't fucking waste those.
Okay,
I would just like what they should do, or what they should have done. And this is fucked up, but like they should have sent around like a survey type of thing. And it's like, this is my household, consent, like a census type of thing. This is my household. This is how much money we make. This and that, and all that shit. The government has that information, but to compile it for them and be like, okay, this is how we're going to ration to this household. This is how we're going to ration to that household. And then deal with the fucking fallout after.
Yeah.
But like, that's a way to keep people from overindulging.
I like RJ's idea that
supermarket
you get a pamphlet. You get like a pamphlet in the mail, and it's just like a picture of a guy like turning on his tap and like pulling out of the vagina. You know what I mean? Like, here's some basic tips to get you through. Like,
I mean, our ideas are
totally.
Our ideas are extreme and fucked. But like,
we're not going to solve.
If they say last March, they pitch. Like, you get one shopping cart, fill it to the brim, 90 seconds, and then stay. You'd be like, are you serious? Like, that's got to be like a human right violation. Like, but then on the other hand, it's like, or 11 months of like no anything open or social act. It's like, oh, okay, I'd rather have the 90 seconds in the supermarket.
Supermarket sweep
give me my
supermarket. Let me fucking claw someone's
I'm just
throat
going and getting
out.
a whole fucking thing of soup, right? I'm just going.
I would
to
imagine that. Just like, sorry, officer, I'd like to exercise my right to exercise or supermarket sweep.
It's also like the mask thing. The mask thing doesn't bother me because I can supermarket sweep anytime I go to the market now, and I can also, if I'm fast enough, I can just keep sweeping right out the door because I got my fucking mask on, and it's like, I've been doing crimes all over the place with this whole mask thing.
Yeah, just leave the mask on and the van running.
It's giving me some kind of big dick confidence. I'm like walking around swinging a hammer all day.
No one, even like, I don't do it often, but I did like maybe over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I go grocery shopping once a week. Like, I've been pretty liberal with the self-checkout and, like, like, that one's in the bag.
Everything's a banana. Everything's a banana.
I just don't, it just goes right into my backpack on the floor kind of thing. Like, it doesn't even go into the second weigh station. Like, whatever. But it is, like,
that's smart.
Besides I'm wearing a mask and all, like, everyone is, like, 1.5 plate. Like, there's no one literally beside me seeing me doing this shit.
No.
But it's, like, also the staff isn't, like, hovering. Like, everyone is slightly removed. Like, it's like, this is the time to do crimes. This is a half purge.
Oh, for sure it's time. You're masked and no one's paying attention.
No one's watching. No one wants to get close to you. I'm going to take my mask off and yell at them if they get too close, and then you gotta get out of home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just air spits, and that's it,
Yeah. Spit on the inside of your mask.
We're pretty much done this episode, which is kind of nice because we only talked about COVID and we can just put it behind us. But I want to end on an unpopular opinion here that I thought about while your brother was talking. Like, everyone preaches, like, how diversity is essential, and it is, right? Like, it's how you boost the
what did
economy.
I say that fucking...
No, listen. Just shut the fuck up. Everyone thinks that the answer to all the world's problems is diversity. It's like, it has a lot of benefits. But if you're completely diverse, and a lot of times you are, from walks of life, classes, class war, it's not just ethnicities, right? Diversity is necessary, it is essential, but if we all have different opinions on things and think about things differently and raise our families differently with different morals and ethics, it's going to bite us in the ass in some ways. And this is one way where we all can't get together and agree on the right way to handle this shit. You look at New Zealand, right? Like, that's what thought. New Zealand is very, like, one-dimensional. Yeah, they got the Maoris, they got white people, they got expats, British, all this shit. But they have a very narrow, and this is, again, pros and cons, narrow-minded thoughts. like thoughts about themselves, like kind of like an ego and shit, like the way America does, but it's also got diversity. It's trying to squash that, which is a whole other problem in itself, but it has more diversity. So it's just like, if you get everyone on the same train of thought, just temporarily, no matter where you're from, class war, any of that shit, and have less diversity right now, amongst neighbors, amongst fucking... Diversity of thought. Yeah, it's not about color of skin or class.
No, it's selfish
but because of all of that, there's so much diversity of thought.
Right.
So it's like we just need to get everyone together and just agree to what is it going to be from now on? Yeah. How are we going to do this?
You know what's funny? It's like, I'm even thinking as you're saying it, it's like, this is like one of the benefits of 9/11 that took place.
Oh, there's been many.
Okay, hot take.
Here it is.
We got a couple hot takes going around.
9/11 took like 2 hours max, right?
Yeah.
It's been what, 20 years, 30 years since then now? I don't even
30 easy.
It's been 19 years.
You're right. It's been 19 years to the 19 years.
19 and a couple months.
But we've had now 19 years.
It's been like 40 years
to speculate on what happened in that 2 hour window, right?
Yeah.
Where with now with COVID-19, we're still fucking like 13, like I guess 12 years. 12
years into it.
We're in the thick. We're like 14 years into it. We're right in the thick of it.
We're 12 months in, right?
Yeah.
That it's like it's still happening, and it's like
it's evolving.
Like, to add to Mike's point, it's like, let's fucking stomp it out first. Let's get it over with. Let's end the COVID-19, and then we can speculate on I think it was the pangolins, and I think it was the Chinese. Like exactly. Let's do that then.
Yeah,
it's not so in a Tim Hortons without our masks
to figure
on.
it all out now.
Yeah. But let's just.
It's not so important to figure it all out now. Let's just figure out the necessary things now.
Yeah.
And that's I think where it's lost because of media. It's lost because of just like political affiliations and the direction, like business, and it's like people's like priorities. And it's like, I mean, priority one is like to like maintain a healthy society, and it's like mentally we're not there. We're not there.
No, I'm not.
It's going to be a huge fallout because of it.
I would like to end on this note. Bit of a gear shift here, but like I want to play a new segment that I'm introducing right now, and it's called "Who's Gonna Catch a Bullet?" And I want to know.
Are we throwing people under the bus?
No. And it's all just basically right. Like we're
the last 10 minutes of this show has been really tiptoey.
Okay. Well, we're going over the edge right now. Like,
okay, perfect.
We're recording this on Sunday. What is it? The 17th of January. Like, by the time this reaches
14 years into
our
COVID.
listeners, Joe Biden is supposed to be sworn in as the next president of the United States. 46th, 47th, right? I want to know who's your guys' prediction for who's gonna catch some lead? Who's getting shot?
I think there's a really high chance he gets shot. But I also feel like the Trump supporters are actually pussies.
The thing is, though, with COVID, though, I feel like this is enough to push someone over the edge and see another assassination.
I mean, that's what I mean.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because we know that people are more susceptible to COVID when they have a pre-existing condition. And if your pre-existing condition is retardedness, you're probably gonna die.
Full blown.
I mean, I'm just basing my thing on yes, all his R-word followers stormed the Capitol building, but they also kind of just went in and took selfies and stole things.
This is true.
It's a very vain protest, for social media. Back to the BLs at M. It's those people were protesting and crying and emotional and so upset that their lives are trash, and that's why they're revolting. The injustice. It was a very real versus this recent protest was like people. Yeah, absolutely justified.
They know how to protest.
They know, and it was a real.
Well, it was for a fucking point. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a real. Justified protest, and it was real emotions and all those. Versus this one is like people just walking in wearing their like Queens of the Stone Age T-shirts and like sitting and all taking turns like it was a Disney attraction, all taking turns and getting photos.
Oh yeah, there was no substance there.
Yeah, and it's like that's the whiteness of like the security guards didn't really like. I mean, one chick got shot, but she deserved it.
She was in the way.
Generally, like they were allowed. Versus like I think they're all kind of fucking pussies. They're allowed assholes
for sure.
But like
for sure,
will one of them bring a sniper rifle to this thing and blow this guy away? Like I don't see it.
Any of the people that are I don't think those people specifically, but I think there is a crazy motherfucker.
Definitely a crazy motherfucker. I mean, just based on
someone that you're never gonna see otherwise.
And
it won't be. It'll be like a Reagan style. Like it wouldn't be,
like a squeaky from
like, yeah. Oh, and that was Ford, but yeah, like just some fucking some piece of shit on the street with a gun will pull it out and shoot him, right? Like, like you're not getting that high caliber shit.
I don't think it'll be on the 20th. I don't think it'll be right away. If it's not right away, who knows, man?
Who knows? It's a hard bet.
Should we save the whole Capitol building thing till next week and actually talk about it? Because I don't even really know about it. You guys can tell me about it.
We could, I mean,
there's not much to talk about.
I don't want to keep going. I don't want to keep
losers.
Going. It's an hour 5. I gotta piss.
I gotta get your prediction.
I gotta piss. I'm predicting.
Oh wait, what?
Oh, we're taking like the bet.
Yeah,
you know
like
what?
We're gonna put.
Is it gonna be on the 20th?
But like by the time this episode comes out, I think it comes out at the day after.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say there's an incident.
No.
Incident. Shots fired. But it would be like the Vietnam style, like they're just shooting over the head. Like the guy is a fucking pussy. He doesn't actually want to do it. But I'm saying incident, shots fired, but no president dies.
They're aiming high.
They're aiming high. I think they're aiming high. Like maybe Condoleezza Rice or like some other like civilian nearby gets one.
Takes one in the boob.
Yeah, like someone.
Kathy Gifford gets another
Kathy Gifford. I think an unrelated.
Shoots your nipple right off.
Someone in the photo is gonna take one. But like actually shooting the I think they're pussies.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think there's too much. The people who would consider doing it when he's getting sworn in are too much of a pussy to do it. If it's gonna get shot, he's gonna get shot a year down the road because of this whole COVID shit. And if it's handled wrong for the next 6 months to a year in the States, he'll get shot then.
Yeah,
I'm saying too much of a pussy.
I'm gonna say the only pussies right now are you two for not for tiptoeing around your predictions. I'm going. Yeah, you're just like, I think this. I'm saying I'm giving you a name right now. I think poor Kamala Harris is gonna catch one.
I think that's likely. I didn't know her name because I don't really follow it.
The VP, Kamala?
Yeah. Kamala I could see Kamala getting it. Yeah, you know, if we want to combine predictions, like I don't think they'll shoot the president, they're pussies, but they will absolutely shoot a woman of color.
Yeah, they'll shoot Kamala, and then they'll be like, because like I feel like that's the Dems' like plan A is like you vote in Biden, and then let him die of whatever the fuck it is, whatever it is that he has, old age.
He's gonna really catch up with him.
It's gonna get him as soon as he opens his first secret
female
file,
president.
and then she'll be first female like by default.
Wow, so you think they'll just get her right away?
Yeah, I think they're gonna take out the linchpin.
Right. I mean, it's like chess. It's like chess. You take out the queen, and then the king's all yours.
Yeah. Yes, plan.
Ooh, hot take. Okay, we'll see. I
like that prediction. That's a good plot twist.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'll put 20 down on it's happening if someone wants to bet against it, or I'll bet against it if you guys want to put money down.
I don't need to put money down. I just a friendly.
You know what? I'm gonna also like. This is
fucking cuck.
This is like this is a hot take.
Right?
This
the
is
only
a hot
pussy
take.
Here is you, cuck.
Here's my hot take that's gonna blow up all of it, like all the look. Black shooter.
Yeah.
Black shooter.
Shooter. Whoa.
Now, do you think
black?
She's black.
I think they were gonna recruit so
I don't
that
know what she looks like.
They're gonna recruit so it isn't so like racist.
Yeah, you gotta get your Lee Harvey Oswald.
Right, you gotta get the Patsy, and it's gonna be like, you know.
I don't think the race is gonna matter actually when it comes to the shoot.
It doesn't matter, but I just mean as far as like the optics following, it's like black shooter makes it like, you know, even Steven.
I'd say it ups the wow factor.
It does wow factor.
You know,
I'm not surprised that there was a shooter, but I am surprised that he was Latino.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be a guy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican or Dominican or something. Yeah. It's like,
and there's
really?
blood.
Like if it was
Japanese,
if I predicted like a woman shooter, ludicrous prediction. No. It's definitely a guy.
God, never.
It's definitely a guy, but I'm saying
I don't think a woman's allowed to own a gun.
I don't think they can hold it. It's too
blown
heavy.
prediction.
Yeah, but I don't think in Washington a woman's allowed to own a gun.
Or vote.
Okay, well with that, let's wrap this up. Thank you, Bike Thieves, for the intro. We'll be back next week.
I cut out hard.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.